Hello Pam, this is Dudley. This is just a special video that we're preparing for you because you weren't able to come down and see and ride Angel yourself. What MJ is doing now is something we do with all our horses before we get on, and you may or may not be familiar with some of this, but whatever it is, I'm going to tell you anyway because this is what she's used to, and this is what gets our horses ready. Every time before we get on, we do a little circling exercise with the horses for a couple of reasons. The main one being I want to prepare our horse mentally and emotionally for getting on and doing whatever we're going to do with the horse. So we circle them first to the one side and then in one direction and then in the other, and while we're doing so we will cinch up the horse, because we only cinch up initially when we put the saddle on tight enough to keep the saddle on, and then we cinch up another 2 or 3 times once we've started circling the horse. So we'll circle it to the right now, as you can see, and ask her to trot, and then bring her in and change direction, trot in the other way, and we want to do all 3 gaits: walk, trot and canter. This exercise only takes about 7 minutes, but it prepares the horse. And we also want to check the rigging. Is our rigging put on correctly? Is the saddle in the right position? Is the bridle on correctly? Is there nothing loose or flapping around? Is the horse sound? Is she maybe lame or not lame? We want to check all that out before we get on. Get her attention and get her emotionally ready to get on. We'll ask her to yield her hindquarters every time we bring her in, as you can see, and then cinch up. Make sure that saddle's tight enough to get on, and the last thing we're going to do is ask her to canter in both directions. It's a beautiful day here today, nice and warm, and she's already been ridden today, but we decided to do this video especially for you. If your horse has been kept up in a stall for bad weather or any other reason, this little exercise also gets the kinks out of her emotions quite quickly. And if she's anxious to do a little rounding of her back, she can do it now. And then we want, before we get on, safety is my big concern whenever I teach and train, and this is the way you keep yourself and your horse safe, is to prepare the horse before you get on. If she's had a lot of exercise beforehand, it goes quick and easy. If she hasn't, as I say, been cooped up for some reason or another, weather or whatever, it helps you to get her ready before you get on.
You can do snippets too. You can do one continuous or stop it and start it.
Okay. And you can see she will follow MJ back to wherever she puts her lead rope. And so something else we teach horses from the day they're born is to catch us. Your horse, I think, should always catch you, and you not the other way around. And you can see she's getting on what's so-called the wrong side, but all the horses are trained to be two-sided. You can get on and get off on either side and work with them on either side. As you know, all horses have a tight side, and we try to get rid of that tight side right from the day they're born, so that they're always two-sided. Another little exercise we do now before we head out is to do lateral flexion first, and we do it very consistently. We shorten the rope. Most of our rope reins have been marked in the middle, so that you grab hold of the middle every time, and shorten the rein by bringing them up to your chest, reaching down and bending the horse sideways. And now vertical flexion, slightly different cue. We shorten the rein, grab both reins, then separate them and put steady bit pressure until she softens her face, and then immediately release. Just 2 or 3 times is all that's necessary. Now we're going to ask her to back up to a couple of steps, gentle steady rein pressure, a little bit of energy from the legs, and ask her to move back. Every time she takes a step, we give her a little reward, just about a ½ inch of give in the hands, just to say thank you for every little try she makes. Now we're going to head her off and get her to do a little bit of work. Angel is a type of horse that really needs to be ridden often. She enjoys being ridden, but if you have left her alone for a few weeks, you need to prepare her a little bit longer maybe, and get her ready to be ridden. But otherwise she's got no biases, none at all. Just gets a little bit, she's very exuberant sometimes, especially when the weather is changing, and just be prepared to spend just a few more minutes with her getting her ready. As you can see, MJ's just walking her now. She's got a nice steady walk, and you can see we've got her on a loose rein. And we soften the faces all the time. Steady rein pressure, soften, release. Steady rein pressure, little bit of leg pressure, soften the face, release. Get that head and pole the head and neck down. Get the pole as level with her withers as we can get them, and for her to keep them there. The go button is squeeze, double cluck for a trot, single cluck for a walk, triple cluck for a canter. She's got her head now in a good position, and when we've got her in that position we leave her alone. If she picks it up again to look at something, or just for the sake of it, we'll ask her to put it down again. There you go. If anything, I prefer the pole to be a little bit lower than the withers rather than just a bit higher. So that's what we're working on and have been working on with her for the last couple of weeks to get her ready for you. Making sure she's soft in the face and listens to the rider. Go the other way. She's got a great stop on her. She listens to your body language. If you sit soft, sit down deep in your saddle and put your feet slightly forward and drop the reins, don't pull on the reins, she'll give you a good stop. Gets her hocks underneath her when she stops, and she's getting better at that all the time. That's got her head back where we want it. Now she picks up her ears and looks at something. Get that head back down again. That's better. Ask her to canter, triple cluck and squeeze, or squeeze rather than triple cluck. Try and keep her on a nice loose rein, and keep that, working that head, bending her neck to the inside, get that head and neck down. Stop, well done. Right leg back. Canter to the left. This is not a spooky horse at all. She's just attentive and curious, but we've never seen her spook, never seen her jump at anything, any kind of noise. Having other horses in the arena with her, she just does her job and she listens. And just treat her with Be as firm as necessary, but as gentle as possible.